I'm going to use the Milk Moisturizer as well as some CBD oil and the Smashbox Vitamin Glow Primer. I'm going to use some under eye cream for the under eyes just to prepare for concealer, and as well as the Soft Ochre by MAC. It's just the eyeshadow primer. This is the Anastasia Volume 3 palette, and I'm just going to start off with the white and spread some of this orange just to create the shape. Just blow it out. Make sure you keep the shape, if not you're going to do a lot of work later. Just blend, blend, blend. That's all you have to do right now. If you see right now, I'm bringing it out, my outer corner and my inner corner, and getting some pinks and just blending it out. Think of eyeshadow as paint. If you blend the colors and mix it together, it creates different colors. If you pat in the eyeshadow, it's going to give you lots of color. So pat it in, don't dust it off. All I'm doing is smoking it out and dragging it out my outer corner to prepare for the cut crease. I'm going to use a detail brush and get a darker color and just carve out the shape of the cut crease by doing dark and then getting a thick base concealer. I would love to use the P. Louise, however I don't have the product, so I use a really thick concealer and just carve out my cut crease. I stay looking in the mirror, put the mirror far back and just look at it, open my eyes, close them. Just imagine the cut crease and carve it out little by little with some patience. Then I go ahead and fill in my whole eyelid with concealer, constantly cleaning the brush on a towel so pink doesn't stain. Do you see how I'm creating my shape on my inner corner? I'm spreading it towards my nose because that's where I want the cut crease to begin. I want it to be a really big cut crease. Now I'm using this detail brush by Real Technique Cosmetics, and I'm just going to grab more pink and clean up my cut crease because now I'm going to wet the brush and get the shimmery pink and pat it within the whole lid. And I'm going to use my MAC Studio mixing fluid. I use it on loose glitter to create a paste. I just need one drop, and it makes sure the glitter does not fall anywhere. You need to try it. Now I'm going to do my eyebrows, and I'm going to go ahead and get some concealer and carve out my eyebrows. I'm not the best at eyebrows, I believe, so just be patient with me. And I'm using a very light concealer so it could stand out. And I'm going to go ahead and paint it on there and just blend very carefully with that detail brush. I'm using a makeup wipe to just clean around the edges. It's just a little bit faster and pretty much is going to create a clean canvas so there's no eyeshadow all over my foundation as well as glitter and all that. Using a concealer brush, I just pat in and carefully do it just to have like the perfect brows, as well as the Anastasia eyebrow gel, which I love, and this eyeliner I love too. It's the Perversion by Decay. I like it because it's super black and it still puts on with all the glitter. I'm just going ahead and get this eyeliner cut a hole, vato, okay? And you see, I'm putting on my lashes. I even doubled them up, and I'm using the Duo Clear glue with the little brush. I find it very easy, and I wait literally only 20 seconds, and the glue's ready to apply. I'm just using this e.l.f. coconut water and the milk highlighter by Lit. It's called Lit, and I'm just putting it on before my foundation, as well as the Laneige lip mask that has a beautiful shine. I'm using the Smashbox Hyrdo-Foundation, and I just recently dyed my hair red, so you're gonna see red all over my neck, and that's why I'm putting foundation near my ear, because I was red all over my chest. I really hated it. And I'm going to use a sponge, damp beauty blender, but as well as use a brush just to clean up the foundation. This part I just included. I'm just getting my hair ready. I changed shirt real quick, and I'm just trying to, get the hair ready for the look. Just brush out my curls and tease them, make it look full. Now I'm going to use concealer with my hands and just melt it in there. I already used a lot of foundation, so I'm not going to use that much concealer. I like to use a little bit lighter just to highlight, and the LA Girl Concealer in Light Bisque, and I'm just going to contour. And I'm going to use this Real Technique brush and just blend it in. I really like these brushes. This came with the detail brush I was using for my cut crease. I'm using the Velvetizer Powder Translucent by Urban Decay. It's a little dry, to be honest though, and I'm using the Sephora Radiant Powder. You're gonna see it right now. It just creates a natural powdered look instead of fully matte. And I'm going to use the rest of this little contour powder, just do it over my cream contour and make sure it's buffed in. When I contour, I make sure I do the 3 points, forehead, start by the ear, bring it down to the mouth, and my double chin as well. And I'm using the NARS palette. This is amazing. I love their blushes. I like to use a bright pink blush as well as this DIOR highlighting palette. I'm getting the little pink and going ahead and do it on my blush too, and getting these 2 bright highlighters and just putting it on my highlight points with this fan brush. Now I'm going to use the 24/7 Urban Decay black liner to go in my waterline and just make my eyes black. And I like to grab a fan to make sure my eyes don't water. Just go ahead and, you know, hold your breath in. And then I'm going to grab the Norvina palette with this little hot pink and stamp in the hot pink. I'm not going to let it fall. I just press it in there, and later on I'm going to buff. If you let it get loose, it's going to fall into your concealer and it's going to look horrible, so just press it in there. I'm obsessed with eyeshadow, so this is me just perfecting my cut crease. You know, once your foundation and all of that is on, if you want the perfect eyeshadow and cut crease, just go back. It's going to take some time, but the details matter later. So I'm just going in with the hot pink on the Norvina palette and just go ahead, touch up my cut crease. It doesn't hurt. I'm just carefully pressing it in there. Just press it and then just swipe. So press and swipe, press and swipe. I'm touching the other eye now and just extending the eyeshadow still in my inner corner to create that little line. Using a detail brush so it doesn't mess up your work. I decided to add the full detail on here so you could see how I do it. And now I'm using the very small, this is actually a paint brush. This is not a makeup brush, paint brush, detail brush. I'm just getting some of that light concealer and just creating the line again and adding some glitter on my inner corner. This is where the buffing begins. So you remember I stamped on my eyeshadow? I'm using a whole clean brush to just buff it out. I'm using the new LashBrag mascara by Anastasia. I really like it because it's really black and a really big brush. I'm just going over my false lashes and my lower lashes. That's what it's looking like. Of course, I need to curl it with the lash curler. Now I'm using a lip liner a little bit on the nude side. And I'm just gonna overline my lips a little bit and go with some concealer and a detail brush again, just to clean up the lip liner. Make sure the brush is clean too and carve out your lip liner. Now I'm using translucent powder. This is actually the AirSpun powder. I like it because it's very heavy. And I'm using this flat brush and packing in the powder. And I'm going to carve out my contour. I'm actually doing right there too, so I could blend it together. I'm doing my under eyes again, just pat, 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 pat. And I'm using the leftover remainder of the powder on my forehead because I shine there, as well as my eyebrows. They get very shiny. So just pat it over. Later on, we're going to brush this off. Now I'm going with my NARS lipstick and I'm just going to fill it in. And this Tarte birthday suit, it's a lip paint, and I'm just, you know, causing some little drama in the middle. Using my favorite lip gloss in the world. This is the Lip Injections Lip Pumping Gloss, and it really does make your lips grow. You're going to see right now. I'm using a clean brush and just taking off that leftover powder and just dusting it off, but press in the brush too so it doesn't wipe off your contour and stuff. So that's what my look's looking like right now. I'm not done though. So now I'm going to touch up my blush because it's a little spotty, and that always happens to me because I have a little texture on my cheeks. So I'm just getting that blush again and just patting it in. Pressing in any product is going to create the most color. This is my favorite setting spray, Huda Beauty. It has a beautiful smell. I recommend it to everybody. I'm using my fan. Make sure it's evenly distributed. My look, I'm ready. I'm out. This is my look. Thanks for coming, you guys.